greater emphasis on improving regional connectivity among the developing member countries, which more importantly implies expanded investment flows in transport infrastructure, trade facilitation, and enhanced access to raw materials, as well as promotion to integrate into regional and global value chains. I would hereby like to thank the ADB for elaborating a very important guidance note on economic corridor development framework, which clearly and comprehensively conveys the basic outline of the matter, including the complexities and challenges, as well as approaches and solutions, together with the potential benefits developing member countries may enjoy. Notwithstanding the complexities and practicalities of economic corridor development, which we have to understand and cautiously adjust the established approaches, ECD can very positively result in the rapid development of corridor nodes, value chains at local and regional levels, and greater trade promotion. Successful ECD can bring diverse benefits for developing member countries, such as economic diversification, regional development, economic decentralization, entrepreneurship development, job creation and productivity growth, and wide-ranging institutional development. Despite Georgia's strategic geographic location as situated at the meeting points of Europe and Asia, and as we say, that's a blessing and a curse to be located in this region, its various comparative advantages, the country needs to overcome substantial infrastructure, urban services, and capacity gaps to unlock its economic growth potential. To this end, the enhanced cooperation among current members countries, and not only the ongoing projects, will significantly improve and facilitate joint endeavors towards swift development of economic corridors within and outside the region. Enabled by its favorable geographic location, Georgia has long served as a transit route, providing access to key markets of Europe and Asia through various transport routes, including Trasica, Middle Corridor, Black Sea-Caspian Sea Corridor, and Karek. The mentioned transport corridors generate wide economic benefits for the region by spurring economic activity around the corridor and speeding up the growth. While the transit role of Georgia is increasingly growing, given the urgent need for transport route diversification, high importance is attached to Georgia's integration into the global supply and value chains. To this end, the government of Georgia takes a proactive approach by implementing policy and institutional reforms, improving transport operations and services, as well as developing quality transport networks. Last year's upsurge in traffic flows showed once more the importance of accelerating transport infrastructure development, and there are significant projects Georgia has been implementing for the past decade or so. Over 230 kilometers of the East-West Highway have already been completed, and the construction of up to 180-kilometer roads is underway, which is supposed to be finalized by the end of next year. Around 96% of the works under the railway modernization project have been completed. Apart from boosting the annual capacity of the main railway line from 20 million to 48 million tons, the project greatly contributes to enhancing operational safety and reducing travel time. Baku-Tbilisi-Kars railway line construction is in the process, and by 2024, 5 million tons of capacity will be achieved. The selection process of a private partner to co-invest in the public and private partnership project of Anaklia New Deep Seaport is also ongoing. The government of Georgia attaches high importance to the improvement of logistics and international facilities, and in 2020, a land plot near Kutaisi International Airport was given to the private investor, where a new logistics center will be developed, and another one for Tbilisi Logistics Center is also under review of the feasibility study of 2017 with the support of the ADB and will be relaunched to the investor. Transport digitalization is a matter of high priority, as it can greatly contribute to optimizing transport operations and eliminating existing inefficiencies. Georgia has been working closely with the international partners and international financial institutions and with other governments, US government, for example, and EBRD on establishing maritime single window and port community system in Georgian ports. Respective feasibility studies have already been prepared, laying the ground for further steps. And in April 2023, the Maritime Single Window project entered the active implementation phase, which involves the creation of hardware and software systems. On the regional level, Georgia is participating, as you know, in various projects to promote paperless cross-border transportation, including the framework of Traseka, Karek, and EU4 Digital Initiative. Increasing ferry and feeder services across the Black Sea has never been more important than today for the proper functioning of our transport corridor. Therefore, Georgia is actively engaged with the EU, including with Bulgaria and Romania on this matter. Improved Black Sea connectivity will enable us to provide multiple routing options through Georgia's seaports and expand our market reach. Importantly, a new Porti Constanța ferry service was launched by E60 Shipping Line in June 2023, providing a direct and fast transport connection between Georgia and Romania. With these continuous improvements in transport infrastructure and operations, Georgia stands ready to accommodate more traffic flows in the years to come. In 2020, international freight volumes transported to, from, and through Georgia total 27 million tons, a 19% increase compared to 2021. Positive dynamics are monitored for 2023, and we really believe that this is only going to grow. So to sum up, I would once again like to convey special thanks to the ADB for today's event and to all the attendants, and wish you a fruitful and productive day. And once more remind to everyone that we are the next host of the ADB annual meeting, so we're all waiting to see you May 2024 here for the ADB annual meetings as well. Good luck for the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister. May I now invite Ms. Layasisa Sabirova, Regional Head of Regional Cooperation and Integration under the Central and West Asia Department of the Asian Development Bank, to deliver her opening remarks. Ms. Sabirova.
Thank you very much, Eileen. Dear Vice Minister Eka Buntadze, distinguished participants, friends, colleagues, some of you we met already, some of you are new faces to us. A very warm welcome to Georgia, to this conference, Gamarjoba, as people say in Georgia. Welcome to this 2023 Regional Cooperation and Integration Conference. And sometimes we call it RCI. You know, in ADB, people use a lot of abbreviations. So you will hear a lot of abbreviations today. RCI is one of them, Regional Cooperation and Integration. So on behalf of Asian Development Bank, I'm delighted to join you today in person. I really look forward to these 3 days of intense knowledge sharing, I hope, and collaboration that will help us chart the future of economic corridor development in Asia and Pacific. So that's another abbreviation, ECD. You will hear it through this all 3 days, economic corridor development. I thank the government of Georgia for hosting this conference here today, and not just today, throughout this whole year. Georgia has been really amazing host for a lot of CAREC events. CAREC stands for Central Asia Regional Economic Cooperation Program. So Matloba, Georgia. Our theme of this year, RCI conference, is really a testament of ADB's unwavering support and faith, actually, in the transformative power of economic corridor development. For almost 3 decades, ADB pioneered ECD under the Greater Mekong Subregional Program, or JMS. We have a lot of people from JMS region today, but also adopting the approach of ECD under the CAREC program. So under our region, Central and West Asia, actually CAREC encompasses Central, West, South, and East Asia also. Cooperation program, but also South Asia Regional Economic Cooperation Program, or SASEC. Today, ECD figures prominently in all 3 sub-regional programs of ADB to facilitate cross-border connectivity, trade and investment, foster job creations, which is very important in our countries, enhance market access, and also transform disadvantaged communities into bustling areas of commerce and industry. We have seen that ECD approaches have really grown more sophisticated in response to changing development context and also our country's ambition to really develop into vibrant economic regions, hubs. Initially, ADB's support to ECD really centered on providing much needed physical infrastructure to enhance regional connectivity. But this approach has since broadened to encompass policy and institutional components. Also, comprehensive spatial development initiatives. For ECD to remain responsive to the changing needs, the world is changing, the needs are changing, and also aspirations of our countries, this process of evolution must continue. We think in ADB, but we are welcoming your views on that. We think that we need to rethink quite radically the ECD approaches, taking on board, of course, all the lessons and the experience that we accumulated through all these 3 decades of practice from all subregions, from all regions that we are working on. Through our first pilot economic corridor in the Karek region, we call it the Almaty-Bishkek Economic Corridor, and we will hear today, I think, later this afternoon, but also maybe tomorrow, about how did it go, really, the lessons, the practices, and so on. Now we are successfully testing the more comprehensive corridor approaches. Today, for example, the residents of Almaty and Bishkek can check in real time the air quality in their neighborhoods and adjust their days accordingly, but also protect the most vulnerable people. Also, both countries cooperate on improving regional health reference laboratories to mitigate and adapt to future pandemics. We can see the improvements in border crossing infrastructure and processes to really benefit tourists and businesses to go from one city to another, thanks to the regular dialogue between border services under the framework of this ABEC, Almaty-Bishkek Economic Corridor. These examples really show how broader ECD approaches also yield more comprehensive results. ECD becomes more complex and challenging to implement, but also it becomes powerful and inclusive tool to benefit the people on the ground. And this is because we are ultimately all here, right? It's really, not about whether it's M-type or S-type. It's not really about the academic framework for ECD, which is, as important as it is. It's really about improving lives of our people, improving and making it more convenient for them to interact, to have economic activities, and so on. And that's why we are here. You as officials, we as development practitioners, not only from ADB, but we have also here representatives from other development institutions. So this is our goal, and that's why we are here. So I really hope that this conference, these 3 days, will enhance our understanding of how to make lives of people easier, better, and really how to stimulate economic growth in our countries. So our activity in sustaining the momentum of innovation in ECD. We are here to discuss essential questions on the future of ECD. For example, how we will apply the refined ECD framework. This is something that our team was working tirelessly in the last 2 years, let's say, and also operational guidelines to really enhance your and really adapt in your national development and regional cooperation plans and strategies. What are the best institutional setups to do so? So this is what we are trying to discuss these few days. We will be privileged to learn from ECD experience of fellow countries and our development partners, the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, the Islamic Development Bank, the World Bank, and I think we have also UNESCO today with us. We will examine ways to measure the cost and benefits of economic corridors and to explore the new avenues, new future thinking about these developments. On Thursday, the day after tomorrow, we will all, I hope, visit the Tsiteli Hidi, I think I got it right, or the Red Bridge border crossing point, a key BCP, another abbreviation for you, border crossing point between Georgia and Azerbaijan that underscores the significance of improving cross-border connectivity and trade in our host country. And of course, Vice Minister Eka just mentioned in her opening remarks that Georgia is really at the crossroads of everything, east, west, north, south, it's really a regional hub, regional development. So we will see in person really how the border crossing is happening across the Asia and Europe. ADB is helping Georgia to upgrade the east-west highway, the north-south international corridor, and also the extension of correct transport corridors in Georgia will make it possible, we really hope, to strengthen the so-called middle corridor for correct countries to Europe, from east to the west, to Europe. The insights and strategies we will derive from this conference will be invaluable. So let us really use this opportunity to have very candid discussions, strengthen our partnerships. We will have coffee breaks, so please mingle with each other, please cooperate. I noticed somehow this part is Central and West people, and that part is South Asia and Southeast. So let's not have that divide. Let's mix and talk and really learn from each other. And before I conclude and we really start to the session, I also would like to thank again our own ADB team. Well, first, Government of Georgia, obviously, for hosting us again, but also ADB team who worked, really, really hard. They work really hard to develop this new operational guidelines and new framework for ECD development. So I'd like to mention you being here, also my colleague Xin Lan, Alfredo and Bernard and your teams, guys. This is South Asia, Southeast Asia, sub-regional programs. We also would like to, Eileen, Mel, Christian, Pradeep, he was at, well, you will hear Pradeep in a moment. He was at the